to another review. So today we are reviewing the movie Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So I watched this movie uh, a week ago, I believe. Mm, and I would like to tell you my views about uh, what the movie is about, then what are the positives and negatives. But in a one shot, you can see that this movie is one of the good movies I really liked. So it had a very different treatment of a very known theme. But I would, and it has, first I will tell you for non-spoiler alerts, it has stunning visuals. So it's almost like you're going into a trip. So it's very psychedelic. So if you watched any of the movies, like the themes are very much like Mandy. If you have watched Nicolas Cage's movie, which came in a couple of years ago, I think. So it's the themes are very psychedelic, and sorry, the colors are very psychedelic. The visuals are very stunning, and it's a very known theme where people go for parties and end up doing something. But the theme they have taken is also taking into a natural phenomena called hurricane. So that's a very different approach to the same theme, because uh, a bunch of people going to a house and then partying and then ending up in some real trouble is not a new theme for the Hollywood movies, but this time they use something which is real, like hurricane party is are real in United States in the coastal area. So they really took that idea and then used it. So then it really keeps the main suspense throughout. So it's also very unpredictable. So you have no idea what the next step is going to be, or how will it going to be. So it keeps you at the edge of the seat almost throughout the film. Yeah. So and the movie ventures into multiple directions. Like sometimes it's very comical, humorous, sometimes it's horror, sometimes it's thriller, sometimes it's like a spoof. So it ventures into multiple areas. So overall, it's a very good watch. So I don't really see anything negative for this movie. So I would recommend anybody to watch these movies, except children or any parental discretion, because it talks about very a lot of teenage. I would say more of a teenage coming of age topics like LGBT, polygamy, polyandry, so and all that stuff. So I would really say that it's a very good watch. Other than, yeah, so for till this, I didn't reveal the plot, so spoiler alert from here on. So I'm going to reveal the plot of the movie, and then what was really uh, something which was very catchy in the story, and how good was the writing. Yeah. So basically, the plot is set in the coastal areas of US, where they do friends gather together for a hurricane party. Hurricane parties are real in US East Coast. So basically, they do a group bunch of people gather together in a house when actually there is a hurricane which is predicted to happen, and then they stay inside the home with all the supplies, food, and the basic uh, survival gears like torchlights, maps, and stuff in case something goes wrong. And then they stay inside the house for 3 to 5 days. So this is how it starts, and a uh, bunch of friends from multiple different streams come together. Most of them with their boyfriends and girlfriends who have known them for a very little time. So they come together, and then they celebrate this hurricane party. So that's how it starts. And then uh, the main protagonist of this film is the bride and woman, which you see in the poster. Whom you see in the poster. So she basically pulls her girlfriend also for the party, which was not so expected for others, but nevertheless she also joins. And then when the party starts, and then they are having a conversation what each of them have done. So basically, when you have a boyfriend and girlfriend, so everybody would have their exes, everybody would have the star, would have their secrets. So what, and most of these people are super super rich, and then they are having very weird things at home like guns, real swords, and katanas and stuff like that. So basically, they have all rich stuff inside the home. It's like a mansion. It's not really a home. And then what happens during the night when the hurricane is actually starting? They are trying to play a game called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So this is a very typical hide and seek game where you hide, and then when somebody finds you, and then when you touch them, they have to lie down, saying they become the bodies, and then they have to find who's the killer. So who touched them? Basically, another form of hide and seek. Yeah, so it eventually starts on like this, but slowly, one by one, people start dying. So people get murdered. Dying is not the right word. People get murdered, and then these people start getting panicked. So who is the real murderer? Who murdered them, or what happened to each one of them, and who actually at last survived, and what was the real reason for the murder, and who is the real murderer. Some of them are actually known murders in the movie, some of them are unknown murders. So it's a very complicated theme, and it's very new. So usually the murderer is one person in any other movie, but in this movie it's very different. So some of the murders the people themselves do to protect themselves. Some of the murders are actually they don't know who's the real murderer, and then each of them start suspecting each other. What are the secrets? Why are they there? What is the real reasons behind? And at last, who survived out of all this total fanatical funda is bodies, bodies, bodies. It's very colorful, very vivid, uh, very lively, very mysterious, very thriller, very dark. But it's a very good watch. Yeah. So this is my in one line, if you want to say, if you like some kind of psychedelic movies or trippy movies, you would really enjoy Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And it is one of a kind of a movie, because usually in most of the movies where the theme, when you have a very similar theme like this, the killer is from the outside. Somebody kills them and they have to find it. So in Bodies, 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 it is not the case. The killer is actually one of them, and sometimes it's actually an illusion. And that is the way this movie completely differs from the rest of the movie. So I would say it's a great watch. Please don't watch it. Please don't miss it. Please go and watch it in the theaters with all this Dolby effect. So it's really terrifying. It's really terrifying to watch it in the theaters. So yeah, it's a great watch. It's a fun movie. I had too much of fun with this movie. Hope you will also have fun with this movie. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon with another review.